Hey, what's up, Beardbrand fam? Bob the Barber here in the one and only Beardbrand Barbershop in Austin, Texas. And I've got my man, Eric Banholz, the man, the legend, the myth, in the chair. We're gonna dust him up.
Yeah, dust me up.
Hey, do you know that 2 out of 3 guys are gonna experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it before you lose it. With Keeps, a licensed doctor will review your information online and recommend the right hair loss treatment plan for you. Then, your treatment is shipped directly to your door every 3 months. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you can save. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/beardbrand or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/beardbrand.
So, Mr. Banholz, what are we doing for you today, brother?
Yeah, so, you know, I really don't know. I'm kind of in this hair purgatory. I still yearn for my mullet from time to time, like the longer one. And I feel like I don't really want to go short with it this time. I don't want to like skin fade it up. So I was thinking of just kind of work, like last time I did it, it was a pretty good disconnect. So maybe just like easing the transition for the current hair, keeping the length. I want to keep growing this, tightening up all the rat nest hair, and then just kind of like a, you know, like a Zach Morris Saved by the Bell. I don't know if we even need to take much length off the top.
I think with the Zach Morris,
because his was longer up top.
I
would have to grow it even longer.
Those 90s kids had the length.
And then, but more, probably, so just a little bit of time on the hair,
for sure.
But more of the time in the beard. I think maybe just slightly thinning it out a little bit.
This is like one of those in-between phases, right? Where a little bit of a cleanup makes a huge difference without being so aggressive. So
yeah.
I understand your how attentive you are being right now, just because you're like, I could totally just chop it all off, or we just go for the easy kind of cleanup, which is totally okay. I think most guys skip those where they just, as they're transitioning to the next haircut, they just let it all completely grow out and skip this part, and it always looks a little unkept. So having a little bit of love in between big kind of transitions it's nice. Well, that's funny because you were talking about Zach Morris, and I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of the younger crowd is rocking these days. A little bit longer, a little bit shaggier.
Yeah.
Very 90s style, just like their...
I do think, I started watching Seinfeld on Netflix, and it's just like, it's cool because, you know, we lived that time.
Totally.
So we know what it was like, answering machines, and I don't know, I think those hairstyles are maybe coming back a little bit, at least with the younger people. Now I'm an old dude, the younger people.
It's nice to see them rocking some styles from the 90s and whatnot, the Seinfeld.
Yeah, I don't like, you know, I don't think Jerry Seinfeld is the epitome of men's style, so it's not necessarily the dude I would be going
don't
after.
go and do your homework on Seinfeld's style, guys. These days, Seinfeld...
He's kind of bald, huh?
He's kind of bald, but he rocks it with like some comfort, some...
He should have used some Keeps, am I right?
Ayo, yes, Jerry, you should have caught it early, man.
You gotta keep the hair you got, boy.
Yeah, he's rocking it with pride these days, but definitely would have benefited from using some Keeps. Have you ever considered any of that stuff? Do you have any trouble areas? I know that, actually, I think I remember, you said that you have a little bit of a receding, kind of like those...
Yeah, my hair thins here.
On the top, on the crown.
Yeah. And because I'm a giant, most people don't really see it.
That, and because you typically have your hair pretty long, you can work it pretty well.
But it does get like wispy here, and I used to have calyx as a kid, so all that's kind of gone away. And I think my thing, I'm gonna get a hair transplant, is what I think I'm gonna do.
Really?
Yeah.
Really
Well, you know, just like relocate them, because I didn't really do all the Keep stuff where you hang on to the hair that you have. So I got to relocate it.
Yikes.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to the doctor yet, so maybe we'll do a series on that, relocating Eric's hair.
I'm right there with you, man. I started to notice a little bit of, I like it kind of softening up around the edges. Yeah. I got it. I mean, I look at the mirror pretty frequently during the day, and I can see that light just like kind of cutting through in that little recession.
It's kind of going that direction too.
It is, right? Yeah. And I don't know if that's just the way I'm styling.
Like I got it too, but you know, but
I don't want to deny the obvious, right? So something to catch it a little bit early.
Definitely bigger than they used to be, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're getting older, and it's like you want to age with grace. You want to do it confidently, and maybe doing a couple things to catch it before you turn into Seinfeld. So you were talking about like just softening that edge. So what I'm doing is I'm combing a lot of this hair over to see where it hangs over that ridge, and just trying to angle my fingers out like as I pull this out, trying to imagine if I was just riding it straight up with a clipper. So it gives it a softer contrast as opposed to like really hard angle and then like a ton of weight. Mm-hmm. It was close, but yeah, definitely could have used some help. Yeah, I think your hair in the back of your head is longer than the hair on the top of your head at this point.
Good. I think that's the goal. I like to keep that length on the back. I've let my beard grow out quite a bit, you know, in preparation of the winter. I don't know how long I want it to grow. It's just kind of like gonna feel. I was really on the edge of taking it all down. You turned 40 this year, huh?
I turned 39, close enough though.
Okay.
Might as well. I'm one of those people that does it like
round up.
Like yeah, as soon as I turn 39, I'm turning 40. So I'm 39 right now already in my head. But yeah. So December 6th, if y'all want to go ahead and send me.
Yeah, send some stuff to the Beardbrand Barbershop.
I'll share it with the crew, I promise.
So that's all we got.
No, I do share with anybody who wants. We got some really cool people that come through. So yeah, celebrating a big event, a job, baby, yeah, some booze, you know, some treats, never hurts. So your hair's tricky. So right now I'm just trying to soften it up. What I'm looking for is like, when I comb it, I'll see some really long hairs kind of flipping up higher than the rest of them. And that's what I'm aiming for when I'm just kind of yanking it up and trying to see where I can soften up those edges. Because I don't want to take off too much length as you're growing it out. We're just trying to transition into the next cut. You can see that the guy right there where it was a harder contrast, and that was perfect. But for the next one, I'll look through the hair, and there's a couple of layers of length, so I'll just try to blend them out a little bit by hitting it with my thinning shears, and that's exactly what these are for. So
they just cut like half the hair.
Yeah, there's variations. There's some blending shears and thinners that are much more aggressive with a few more teeth, or they're spaced apart a little differently. So you can see that I think this is a 46 tooth blender. I could be totally wrong, because I think that one's a 46 tooth, but I'll show you the difference. And you can see how close those are. So if you really want to take out some bulk or like soften up an edge, you hit it with these guys. And just to like lighten up hair without being so aggressive on the length, that's what these guys are for. And then there's actually something like these bad boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so those are going to take off a lot more hair, much more aggressively, and different effect. As this hair is starting to get some length on it, it's starting to sprout out. But if I take it down to keep it really close to the head, it's never going to get the length that allows it to like blend down and soften up. You need some of that weight, and to get that weight, you need the length. So it's like this little area right here, I want to leave that one alone. Is that procedure called the Turkish? Is that the Turkish procedure?
They call them FUT and FUE. And one, they cut out a giant strip from your head. Mm-hmm. And one, they take out like individual hairs.
It's like aerating the head, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. And then, so I think I've got to talk to the doctor and see what he'd recommend. But you know, surgery's surgery. So if you can avoid it by go into keeps.com/beardbrand.
So as I come through your beard, it's been a little while. I know you take really good care of it. You also trim it yourself. When was the last time you showed this thing love?
Yeah, I haven't trimmed my beard in a while. I mean, I've been trimming the neckline, obviously a little bit. So this is like, what, 3 weeks of growth, 4 weeks of growth?
That's wishful thinking, man. So if that was down to skin and that's over my finger, that's like 4, maybe not 5. Yeah, because that's...
Has it been that long?
Yeah, because my finger's about a ½ inch wide, and I can comb this stuff, practically braid it. Now, with that said, that's your neckline. The rest of it's grown out about ½ an inch as well. Are there any trouble spots that you need to address, that you want to address? Because you said you were kind of like combing it down.
I mean, it's just kind of like I definitely get like wispy ends here on this side. Because I get the wave, and I kind of hit this like little purgatory where what essentially I've been doing is, trimming up more back in here and leaving the front long. And that kind of gets me through, because if I don't do that, then I get this like interesting shape. So
yeah, it all kind of bulks up right here under, so you have it's almost like a cone in the middle of your beard as opposed to that front end.
And to a certain degree, you kind of just got to deal with it. But I don't know, I do like this length, so maybe just trying to make it look sharp and a little more together.
It grows very much like hair, so it does have a wave to it, which is pretty quintessential. Mine's kinky, so it's it stays really close to my, so when I mow over it, I can just push it back, and it doesn't have any big waves that I have to worry about, like taking out that bulk. So this I have to cut almost like hair.
Yeah.
Oh, today we're starting No Shave November for most guys. So yeah, you all y'all out there starting from scratch, good luck. 3 weeks from now, you're gonna be scratching the hell out of your face. It's almost inevitable. Make sure you moisturize.
Get some Beardbrand goodies for that beard.
Amen to that, because you're gonna definitely need it, putting all that effort into those lovely, lovely, lovely beards.
For those watching out there, my growth pattern, my cheeks tend to not grow as long as some of these like really great beards, like Andy, who's in your chair, the Viking, Viking. Like his cheeks will grow at a longer length, and then for me, my cheeks kind of hit terminal length, and then you get like, kind of bushy, wispy here, and then like length down here. So.
Yeah, I can totally notice, and that's what when I was just kind of combing through your beard and seeing what it does. That's what I'm looking for. So, like this hair right here, if I would have just grazed it with a clipper, which I do with a lot of people, mine included, we would be removing tons of density. Whereas instead of doing that, like this hair here, it's still got a good inch of length, and that helps cover some of those weaker spots, those thinner spots.
It's got like this weird like shelf kind of right here that just this growth pattern is just kind of weird on this side.
This hair is super thick and super dense, and it's just completely vacant on the other side. So you have to play to your strong points. So instead of worrying about how weak the one side is, bring the thicker side, the strong side, the hero side, down to it, so it's at least nice and uniform, because at this point you're creating illusions. And with the best of them, it's have you been dealing with some of these like issues for a long time now?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll lean into it, like I don't mind.
So I'm just checking, not your mustache right now, but do you have any
Yeah, what happens with my mustache is, and I trimmed it a little bit recently, is like they kind of come down, and then they all build this shelf. So I'm cool with it being over the lip, and that's the intent, but not so much that they're all like layered. So it's just, ideally they just lay straight down, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. And you can see them, like some of these are straight down and some of them start to, and it's just a length thing, you know. Hair starts to curl at a certain point. Trimming a beard naturally is tough sometimes because so many of the times we are just like fading beards out and getting real sharp and real short, and it's easy to just kind of keep on trimming until it's like all uniform and all like just smashed down, and it's not necessary, but it's
won't happen either. Won't happen either.
As I live with your beard right now and I start to see it, this really makes me nervous. I don't want to take off any, because as soon as I take off more, that only disappears even more, correct?
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, to be frank.
So I'm gonna try to thin
Welcome
this
to
one
my
out.
world,
Yeah, it's like we're creating an illusion. So making this side a little thinner to match up with this one. Even though this one's a little bit longer, the density is different. So if I can create the illusion that you have a closer.
And from the profile, you know, it definitely looks on par.
Exactly. A little bit of temple smoke. Make sure we got good shake to it.
So you know what I do with the temple smoke?
Talk to me.
I spray it in my hands and then apply it that way.
Yeah, as I noticed that your hair's so fine that it shows you right away that it wets it down pretty quick. But I never put like a super big blast, only because I'm always worried about that at first. Just a smudge of our styling balm. I like to emulsify it, especially for your fine hair. I don't want it to be so wet when I apply it that it makes your hair look greasy. Throwing a little bit of utility balm today for you?
Sure.
You got it, brother. All the good stuff today. Oh, you're gonna get the chap for sure next. What's your little boy's name and how old is he?
That's Klaus. He's 19 months old.
Klaus is a very unique name. Where's
It's my grandfather's name.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about common names.
So a lot of the times I hear people name their kids, you know, and they think it's really unique, and then they name it, and then all of a sudden, like every third kid has that name.
Right.
Klaus, I think you're gonna, I think you guys can be all right.
Hey, I'm Mark. I think that Beardbrand products and the Beardbrand mission, they've really helped me kind of wear my beard and present it to the world in a way that, honestly, for the first time in my life, like, kind of makes me feel kind of handsome. You know, sometimes. But anyway, thanks, guys.